Hi there, Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Let me say that so you can understand me, because evidently I've said that one too many times today. My name is Johnny Daniel, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. For tonight, I am going to be creating a white reindeer card because, I don't know about you, but it was 108 today with humidity in the desert with thunderstorms. Translation, it was really hot. So of course we want to cool down by thinking about snow and Christmas, right? So with that, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to get on, a couple seconds, whatever, and I'm going to check to make sure everything's working correctly. So give me just a second. So while you're getting ready, comment and let me know what you're drinking tonight. Iced tea, shave ice, Fireball whiskey, whatever it might be. Let's see here. Where is my Zoom? Let's get going. Hi, Lise. Hi, Cheryl. I don't know who my third one is, so say hello. Just water. Yeah, me too. Actually, I gotta go get it because it is on the other end of the table. But, all right. All right, with that being said, all right, so let's get going, shall we? I got a couple housekeeping things. So, the bonus for signing up is until August 31st. You get an additional $30 as well as a $10 coupon code in August to be used. So, very cool. It's about 30% more, so it's actually a really good deal. Secondly, if you don't want to sign up, bonus days is happening for exactly one more week until the 31st through the 31st. So if you don't already know about it, every $50 you spend July 1st through 31st before shipping and tax, so in product, you'll get a $5 bonus days coupon that you can use in August 1st through 31st. Doesn't sound like much, but hey, that's 10% back. So that's a pretty good deal. Last but not least, there is a fall add-on. I know, we're already looking at fall, huh? But there is a fall add-on bundle for $10. It includes 24 cards, 2 different designs with coordinating envelopes to coordinate with this next month's Paper Pumpkin. So if you want to do that, you can get this on your own, or you can subscribe and get Paper Pumpkin and then have coordinating cards to match. The deadline to sign up is on the 10th of August. So with that being said, that's all. Nice, Lise. I love hard sparkling anything. So with that being said, I'm going to put you down the only way we insult around here. And we are going to start creating. Okay? So tonight's card is an elegant Whisper White layered reindeer card. I am Christmas in July, right? That is the theme. So we've got today and we've got next week. So we should be good. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see what we got here, huh? Okay. So we're going to do a watercolor wash. So stampingwithjohnny.com. Make sure to follow. I'm going to put this up here though. Alright, so what I've done already is I have a Whisper White thick Whisper White card base cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and then scored at 5 1/2. So that's the first thing. Secondly, and I can't remember what this is, 5 by 3 3/4 is actually our new watercolor paper, okay? Because we're gonna do a watercolor wash. I have dimensionals out. I have the frosted epoxy dots because we want to keep with that white kind of theme. You can also use rhinestones. You can also use pearls if you want. We're gonna do some Seaside spray for stamping for the greeting. And then the watercolor wash is gonna also be Seaside spray. It's about 12 drops of the Seaside spray with the rest water, okay? You want to pay attention to the line here and not overfill, so when you pull the cap off, it doesn't go everywhere. I'm not guaranteeing that it still won't go everywhere, but at least then it'll be a little bit better, okay? So we're going to use Dashing Deer tonight with the coordinating dies. The words are coming out of Dashing Deer, and they are happiest Christmas wishes. Okay, and then we've got some Wink of Stella, of course, because we gotta have dazzles on that card, of course, right? So let's see what we got here. Hey, it's Denise, how are you? I'm gonna try to keep up with both. Yes, I'm back from vacation. No, I'm not completely at full speed, but honestly, I kind of like it this way, and we might stick with it being a little calmer and a little tiny bit slower. One thing to note, I have deleted the Christmas in July class because I was waiting for batteries for all the lights, and they will not be delivered guaranteed until next Monday or Tuesday, and I was not chancing it. We're just going to do it right, and we're going to kick it off like in September when it gets a little cooler. So just don't want to do it wrong, you know? Don't want to hurry it or not have all the parts. So yes, I ordered them 3 weeks ago, but it's just how some things can be. So I should mention too, I have already cut out a deer. This is from Whisper White, and I don't know if you can see it or not. Hold on, let me decrease this size just a little bit so I can get the picture. And okay, got it. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but I've put a tiny bit of Wink of Stella just to bring out a tiny bit of dazzle, so that way it pops off the page. I know white, but you know, we don't have to be boring, right? Okay, so with this, let's see. So we've got our Seaside spray with a bunch of water. I'm going to squeeze it out over here so it's not over my project. Okay. And this is just watercolor wash. So we are going to do a tiny bit up here. And then I'm just going to pull it. And we're going to put a little more down here. And we're just going to pull it. Now, realize it's going to be a very light color to begin with. So I am just pulling out some blue, so that way we've got a tiny bit of background, right? So we're going to do a couple more drops and get this whole thing washed, except for the bottom. I want that greeting to really pop, so I don't want to do the very bottom. So in the meantime, it's going to curl up a little bit while it's drying, and that's fine. So we're going to set that to the side. If you don't like all this mess going on, which to me, not a big deal, but for some people it might be, you might want to grab a silicone mat or your heat resistant pad or whatever. Thanks, Cheryl. I'm glad you could see it, hun. But you can grab that so when you do your watercolor wash, you can move the whole thing and then you don't have problems, okay? I did run out of Wink of Stella. I know, right? But I have a couple more because I always do. And so I'm going to show you how to assemble this because when you get it, it's going to be in a bag, of course. But see this black ring here? This makes it so the tube doesn't pierce and it doesn't start leaking everywhere during shipment. So what you're gonna do is pull this off, and it's fresh, it's nice, there's nothing on it, yay! Okay, you're gonna wanna make sure to hold this up because all the ink is down here. And we're just gonna pull this ring off and get rid of it, okay? Because once that's pierced, you just gotta keep it upright. Got it? So, see how there's a little stick down in there? I'm trying to see if we can see this. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on camera, but trust me, there's a little pierce point there. And what you do is you just screw it down and eventually it will pierce. Yay! Another thing to note, this is a, I believe it's a glycerin base with glitter suspended in it. So every time you use it, you're just gonna wanna tip it, not really shake it because it is pressure, a pressure barrel. So you really don't wanna shake it a lot, like heavily. What you wanna do is just tip, tip, tip. So that way at the end of it, you don't have a whole bunch of glitter and nothing to float it, okay? So you wanna make sure that happens. So while this is still wet, I'm gonna drop some glitter down because the world's better with a little bit more glitter, right? You can tell I haven't been talking in my classes for a week because my voice isn't as strong as it normally is. So when you squeeze this, oh, there it goes. When you squeeze that, you're gonna see it start coming down the chamber, okay? So we're just gonna wash this over to give a tiny bit of glitter and to tie in with the deer and all that other, you know, stuff. So I don't like that heavy one right there, so we're gonna clean that up a little bit. And I'm just washing over. If you want it precise, take the time to be precise. Personally, I like it a little bit messy looking. So we're gonna cap that. When you do store this, you're not gonna store it like this with the numbers, the batch numbers on the bottom. You're gonna store it with the label that says clear up. So that way it stays in the tube and doesn't run down the tip and out, okay? Because if you do it like this, you will have nothing left and everything will be in this cap. And you don't wanna do that, okay? So that's what we have so far. I'm gonna grab the Seaside spray. We're gonna pull up on the notch and flip over. We're gonna put this down and we're gonna go tap, 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 or for those of you that are still learning, 2 fingers, and that's it, okay? You don't wanna do super heavy because then you get all your halos and all your gunky stuff where your words don't come out right and everything else. Now this is the new watercolor paper. It has been reformulated so you get a crisper image because before, remember, it was so textured that you couldn't even get anything. So you want to make sure that the words you pick are big enough so that way the detail still comes out, okay? So there's what we have so far. And I'm trying to not mess with this because this does take a little while to dry. So what I'm going to do is grab my base and fold it over. And I'm going to guess here and throw some snail down the middle because I'm trying to not touch as much as I possibly can right now because that Wink of Stella is still wet. Okay, so I'm gonna get a tiny bit glittery, but it'll be fine. You wanna make sure that watercolor wash is pretty dry because, see, I got a little bit, but it's okay. Because if not, your paper's still gonna curl even after you glue it, and then it's just not gonna be good. So we're gonna flip this deer over, and where'd my dimensionals go? Here we go. You can grab the minis or you can grab the regulars. This deer, because he's the big guy, I'm gonna grab the regulars, but if you're grabbing smaller ones, you can either cut these in half or you can grab the minis. One thing to note, I have seen with the new holiday catalog, there will be some black dimensionals, and that's kind of cool because then when you're doing Halloween cards, you won't have all this craziness, right? With trying to Sharpie the white ones and all that kind of stuff. So if you're impatient, you can always grab your heat tool, put it on low, and heat set all this. If you don't have the one that has the 2 clicks on it, the low and the high, the old ones, instead of going about 2 to 3 inches, go about 5 to 6, and that'll be your low. Okay, so that is the card for tonight. Oh, hello, we almost forgot bling, right? We can't do that. Let me grab my take your pick tool. I've got it in my paper pumpkin box, and I need to put my putty back on. I had put the brush on because I was doing a bunch of dies before. So we're gonna unscrew that, and we're gonna screw this guy back in just until it starts to get a tiny bit hard. And you'll know that's pretty dry. So you'll know because then it'll start oozing out. Okay? And I always mash mine down a little bit so that way I have a broader base to get those guys off. So I don't know if these guys are gonna work. Yep, we got it. So I'm just gonna grab some frosted epoxy guys. Sometimes you gotta slide them a little bit, and that works. Uh-oh, what happened? Ah, when your watercolor is still wet, your stuff doesn't stick. So you wanna make sure to dry it really well. Obviously, I'm doing live, so I'm just trying to hurry a little bit. And the bigger ones, I usually just grab with my finger. Alrighty. You know what? Some nights it's just easier to grab, right? Okay. So always want to do odd numbers, right? When you're doing bling, just for layout purposes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we need more? I think so. So we're gonna have to do one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need one more. Do I want a big one or a small one? I'm thinking a small one because this guy's kind of out on his own. So what we're gonna do, I don't want him peeing it, so we're gonna have to put it somewhere else, right? There we go. Okay. So that is what we have for tonight. So I've got an order going right now for Lisa. She's going to be hosting on Friday. So if you'd like to order for her, not for her, sorry, to help her earn free product, please let me know. I've got a host code and everything else set up, so please contact me. And then also take advantage of those bonus days. So if you're close, and I would say like within $5 to $7, that $5 coupon might be worth it. Obviously, if you're spending like $18, don't spend the $50 to get $5 off. Okay? So, all right. Well, with that being said, there's our Christmas in July. Hey, Shirley, how are you, hun? There's our Christmas in July. So please follow me, stampingwithjohnny.com. And I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I'm glad to be back, even if it was nice to be in the mountains and everything else. If you don't know, we took the RV and went to Sequoia, Yosemite, and Lake Tahoe. I have to say Sequoia was probably my favorite out of all of them. So, trying to get back in the swing of things. Have been back to the gym twice, so, you know, no excuses, right? We're just going to keep going. All right, well, without anything else, Here's your Christmas in July. Gorgeous white with a tiny bit of, let's see, what color was this? Seaside Spray watercolor wash. And I will have pictures and everything on the blog for tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me, and talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.